Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Well-Appointed Mystic. Today I'm going to go through my collection of mini oracle decks. They pair very nicely with my mini tarot decks, which I did a sort of overview collection video a couple weeks ago. And while I do not have very many mini oracle decks, and I know for the most part people prefer sort of larger sized oracle decks, I thought that this would be a good opportunity if you're looking for mini oracles for travel, or if, like me, you have tiny hands and sometimes the larger decks just seem too big. I thought this might be a nice way to sort of dive into this. And what I thought I would start with is to show sort of the most common size for an oracle, which this is the MJ Cullinane Urban Crow Oracle from Hay House. This is a fairly large card. I would say it's probably 3.5 by 5 or almost 4 by 6. I have a little 3.5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 3.5 by 5 is how big this is. So they're pretty good size, but I thought I would use this as an example to give you sort of a sense of scale. And I thought I would start with some of my favorite mini oracles, which come from Athena Noctua. I like them so much. I have both her original indie versions as well as the new releases from, I believe these came from Hay House. So the only one that has not been produced yet by Hay House is the Faded, which is a pocket love oracle. And to be honest, I bought it because I bought all the other ones. I don't tend to really do love specific readings for myself. I've been married for a really long time. And I don't do a ton of readings for other people. So I would rather do sort of more general overview readings. But I can show these if you are curious about them. They're very small decks. They don't have a lot of cards in them. Maybe 20 or 25. And I know that this is something that a lot of people tend to have complaints about, oracle decks that don't have, 50 or more cards in them. But I find these, the artwork is lovely. They're beautifully illustrated. They're matte cardstock, and they are actually probably smaller than playing card size. So, and I feel like these could be used as for relationships that are not necessarily romantic. Although this one does say sexual chemistry, so maybe there's a little bit. But I like allow divine timing. Like maybe it's not the right time to be looking for romance. Cut the cord, sacred friendship, beautiful possibilities, romantic connections, self-love, boundaries, and learn more about each other. So yeah, there's maybe 12 or 15 cards in here. It's a really small deck, but I find them really delightful. I will show the other two real quick. And to be honest, I like the size that they did the indies a little bit better just because they are super tiny. We'll switch these around. The mass market releases, they did make the cards a little bit bigger. I think these are probably the same size as like a Lenormand card. The cardstock for these is fairly similar. They're still both matte. Honestly, the cards, I think there's more flex and give in the cardstock for the indies. This is sort of, it's already bowing. This is a Hay House. But to be honest, probably my favorite deck in this mini oracle collection is the Witch's Familiar Runic Oracle. And I do actually prefer the Hay House edition because it came with a booklet with all of the information. And when the indie was released, it only came with like a print poster kind of a thing, which didn't wasn't real conducive to carrying it with you because it was a bit oversized. So I ended up originally having to take a bunch of notes in a notebook and then make sure that I had that with me because I'm not great with runes yet. But yeah, so as a runes deck, I believe this only has 24, 26 cards. But what I like about this deck so much is, and I'm going to move the mini one out of the way. What I like about it so much is that it includes an animal with the runic symbol. So for me, it helps to get a better understanding of the rune meaning because I can associate it with what I understand about the animal, or as reading through the guidebook, make the connection between the animal and the rune. So, you know, as I use it, I often just write down the symbol and then the crow and what I know. You know, so it's made it easier for me to slowly start to learn these. I have not worked with these in a couple of months, so of course I'm forgetting a lot of the details, but these illustrations of these animals, everything from birds, insects, wolf, you know, they're just, you know, this lovely black cat with ginormous ears, a bumblebee. But even if I didn't know what this symbol meant, just thinking about what I understand about bees being busy workers, you know, that kind of focus helps to understand, I think, the meaning of this. And if I were to look this up, honeybee, page 24. And it talks about fruition, abundance, rhythm, and harmony is the keywords. So, you know, thinking about how hard a bee works to acquire enough nectar to make honey seems like a good visual symbol to go with that rune. So overall, I think these are really nice cards. I really do need to edge these because I would like to sort of match them to the front of the cards, which is a very dark green color around the edges. But yeah. Look at that squirrel. I love him. So anyway, so that is the Witch's Familiar Runic Oracle. And again, when compared with the size of the Urban Crow, you can see it's distinctly smaller. So the other deck in this collection is the Crystal Ball Pocket Oracle. And there are not a lot of cards in this, but it very much takes after the classic Magic 8 Ball. So I pretty much have carried the original edition, and you can see my box is getting pretty dinged from carrying it around because it is so small, but I like it for those moments where I'm like, should I stop for another coffee today? You know, and use it almost like a Magic 8 Ball. You know, should I, you know, make one more trip to the coffee shop today? You know, and then I just flip a card. And it's like, go, the time is right. Well, okay then, I guess I will. So I just find it really fun. And oftentimes people who find out that I read cards, this is a good entry for them because they understand the concept of the Magic 8 Ball. But it's not very expensive and it just sort of tickles me. I really enjoy it. So anyway, that is that. I only have a few others. Many of these I'm sure you've seen over and over again. The Wild Unknown Pocket Animal Spirit in the tin, which is a chunky little deck, but again, it does come with this cute, tiny little guidebook, which includes, and I have the full-sized edition of this, but it includes all the information that is in the full-size. So you're getting all the details that you would with the full-size deck in this cute, dainty little size. There is foil on a couple of the cards. I think they're the special cards, but all the same beautiful artwork. They are, is this another Hay House? Nope, it's Harper One who did these. But yeah, so it's a fun deck. I do like working with animal energy. it's just, for me, the biggest thing is just finding good pairs with it, because I tend to gravitate towards artwork that's a little bit more refined. This is much more illustrative and contemporary, and I tend to lean into more like very vintage looking kind of stuff for the most part. So anyway, but you guys have seen this deck 1,000 times, so I won't belabor the point, but that is another little tiny deck. And then again, to show it in comparison with the Urban Crow card, like it's the same width, so it's 3.5, but you can fit 2.5 cards in the same space. So if you're doing a large reading, a large spread, these are really nice for that as well. And there's also Kim Krantz's other, her tarot deck, and is also available in the pocket, and the archetypes, which I have been meaning to order because I like the concept of the archetypes, but those big round cards are just really cumbersome for me, and I think that the smaller sized ones will work better. I do not have a lot of these rock pool like affirmation cards, but I do have this one because I think the artwork is absolutely stunning, and it's great for that sort of fall winter vibe. It is a little glossy, so I'm sorry if these are difficult to see, but if I'm feeling particularly sort of funky fae vibes or anything, these are great. I love these illustrations. They definitely have that sort of, sort of the characters that you see in Legends and Lattes and that kind of thing. So they're just really, I quite enjoy them. The backs are beautiful mushrooms with a crescent moon. It's a very inexpensive deck, and there's no guidebook that goes with these, just the name of the character and then a message. And these do tend to be softer, kinder messages in these little magnetic box sets. So, and there's a little thing about how to use them. We are going to have a cat invasion. I apologize in advance, but oh, we might have more than one. Anyway, okay, next up, and I feel terrible because I have separated this from its guidebook, but this is the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, which is an astrology-based deck. It's about the size of your average playing cards, and this leans into definitely where I say my taste in artwork tends to go more vintage. The colors on these are beautiful. They're very pastel-y. Cat butt. We're just going to work over here. Can you guys move? Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Okay. Sorry about that. There's such wonderful symbolism in this. I worked all through the month of June with this deck and had mixed results because I think it's a lot of learning new things in regards to astrology. Okay, where was I? I had to dump some cats. They had decided that they were going to bathe themselves on the table while I worked and yell a lot. So they're now tossed to the floor and enjoying their bath time. So anyway, as I was saying, the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, because of the astrological associations, the guidebook is quite involved. There's a lot of information, but I really appreciate the aesthetics of this and the amount of learning that I get from all of the information. I have discussed in previous videos that I don't think that the keywords always match what is the description in the guidebook related to the planet and the astrological sign. Like sometimes I feel like it's not the same as what they're describing in the guidebook, but overall I think this is a great opportunity for me to sort of learn and get a better understanding of the planets and the astrological associations. But again, it's a big deck, so people who really like big decks can definitely, there's I don't know, 70, 80 cards in this. It has a big chunky guidebook, and about the size of your average playing cards. So there's a lot of reasons to like this and to give it a try. I've been in the process of saying I'm going to make a bag to keep this deck in, but it just never happens. Instead, I do things like this, and I make a bag for dice because I want to try the new dice casting that Don Michelle and Lisa Papez released today. So as much as I had planned to do this video, I'm going to pause briefly and talk about dice casting. If you guys have not gone to see those videos yet, I will include links, but I'm sure if you're watching this, you've seen their videos already. So anyway, this is the set of dice that I got for my birthday this year, and so I'm super excited. I got these in preparation for learning about dice casting, and I'm super excited that Don Michelle and Lisa Papez are offering their PDF on how to do dice casting for free. I don't know if you can see, but my dice are clear with fancy stars in holographic foil and then gold numbers on them. So I'm really excited to use these, and I'm super grateful that they are offering this document for free for the community. I think it's amazing. And if I worked for any of the major publishers like Llewellyn, I'd be snapping up the book rights for that thing so fast your head would spin. So anyway, I'm going to leave that right here. I made my little matchy bag. So onwards. Okay, this is the silliest deck I have. It is called Spiritual AF. 99 inspirational cards for people who need some inspiration. So it comes in this box with like this little card holder thing, little paper card holder, which I never use. I just said, I literally I put the box inside the box. And there were a few cards that I overruled and left in the bottom of the box. For whatever reason, some of them felt a little like duplicate-y. And some of them just didn't resonate with me. And we kept this on our kitchen table for a long time, and my husband really liked to pull these because they were a lot more playful and fun. But on the front of each of these cards, and they're very papery, like this is definitely not necessarily a deck that was made by card makers and that kind of thing. But I really like the design of them. And then on the back of each one, it has a little message. But like this one says, be the change you wish to see, up in this BITCH. Stop looking for happiness in the same places you lost it. And then, like I said, it goes into more detail on the back, but sometimes you don't really need that. You know, think twice before you give an F. Look at the moon. So these are definitely sweary. But I appreciate that. These are probably, if you have kids, maybe not the thing to leave on your kitchen table, but we don't have any kids, so it's okay. Loving is its own reward. Courage is knowing it might hurt and doing it anyway. Stupidity is the same. That's why life's hard. So these are really fun. I love the design of them. Sometimes I think the messaging on the back is either a little specific or a little repetitive, but I love the messages on the front. And so honestly, I lean into the content on the front, you know. So if you have not found these, it's the Spiritual AF set. And these just sit on our table like this, and you can just kind of wiggle around and pick one out. Own your awesome and stay humble AF. I can dig that. So that's, and again, comparing these to the size of this, like definitely half the size. Probably about the same size as, you know, these are a little bit bigger, but yeah. So fun. I really like them. I think they're charming. Are they super deep? No, but that's why they're kind of fun to just have laying around. You know, again, for people who are maybe not as tarot and oracle centric. Then the next one I have is the Compendium of Constellations, which is a Claire Goodchild. And this deck has all of the cosmic constellations, and it has the name of it and then one keyword. There was no guidebook that went with these. Honestly, when and if I were to use these, I feel like I would have to go back and like kind of do a little bit of research about them, or just embrace the one little keyword and accept that as the extent of the information that I have. So Ursa Major is teach. Sajida is objective. Mensa is obstacle. Pixis is guide. Leo Minor is master. So they're colorful and pretty, and I do find that when you combine these with like a more involved, visually energetic like tarot deck, and use this as sort of your sort of center message, it has a real calming effect. So I'll just use this as an example. You know, if you have these and then this, which actually kind of works. So criticism and seduction, but with Gemini in the middle. So the kind of the duality. So that is the Compendium of Constellations. I believe it is an indie deck. I don't know if it's still available. If it is, it would be on Claire Goodchild's Etsy. I believe that's where I picked this one up. And I think I just have one more. And honestly, the joke is that this isn't really a mini deck. This is the Thistle Down, but because it is essentially tarot deck size, it is still smaller than most oracles. And strangely, most of my oracles are animal related. But yeah, so when you put it next to this, it is still considerably smaller. And the funny thing is that I have the Oak, Ash, and Thorn tarot deck in the mini deck, so it is actually smaller. So proportionally speaking, it kind of works like a normal oracle and then a normal tarot deck size. In this case, this is my oracle. It's my big deck, and then my Oak, Ash, and Thorn are smaller if I use them in combination. But again, this is a deck that people have probably seen a million times, so I won't belabor the point at all. But if you are looking for something more compact, smaller, easier to handle, I think Thistle Down is a great option. And again, the artwork is absolutely stunning. It's just so beautiful, and I really enjoy it. You'll get me every time with a squirrel, and if you give the squirrel wings, it's even better. So they're just really well done. And I know lots of people don't like spiders, but he just looks like such a happy little spider. You know, I feel like it's almost like children's storybook fun. So that is the Thistle Down, and well, these came out too, but this is just there's like two little cards with short descriptions of each of the cards in the deck. That's about it. So yeah, like there are not a lot of mini oracles, and I don't know if I'm one of the few people who would like a mini oracle, particularly if what I'm looking for is just an affirmation or a keyword, something to sort of tie up a reading. I don't know that the cards have to be huge, you know, but it could just be me. I may be the only one who really cares about that. But anyway, so those are my mini oracles. There's basically, how many did I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. So thank you for sitting through my video. If you have a favorite mini pocket oracle deck, please let me know in the comments, because I would love to find some more. I do tend to have, it tends to be a challenge to find them. There really aren't that many available. A little crystal ball deck. Thistle Down. So yeah, not a ton. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks.